Hey everybody, this is Toby, and Toby lives in this cool little Ford Transit van, and he's going to give us a little peek. All right, Toby, so how long have you been living, or do you live in this van?
I live full-time.
Cool.
I've been doing it I moved into this at the end of April in 2016, so almost 2 years.
Okay.
Almost 2 years. Its name is Squirrels.
Squirrels?
Yeah, somebody went to ask me if it was a 6-cylinder, and I told them that it just had 4 squirrels on wheels. So it stuck. So Squirrels.
That's cool. Nice. Are you kind of nomadic? Like you travel quite a bit?
Yes.
Yeah.
I travel quite a bit. So far I've just, all my work gigs have been 2 months or shorter. Okay. So I work for 2 months or a month, and then save enough money during that time to travel for 2 or 3 months. And so all said and done this last year, I worked about 5 months and took 7 months off.
Nice.
And then, I'm always working in awesome places. So I worked near Lake Tahoe. I worked in Grand Teton National Park. This latest time I just worked in Phoenix for 5 weeks.
Nice.
For a short contract through the Christmas season. And yeah, I mostly am based in the West. I do take trips down to Florida to visit my parents, every 6 months or so. And then, so I like exploring along the way and taking my time getting there and back. But for the most part, I'm based in the West.
Do you ever go to Florida in the summer? Have you done any really hot weather in this vehicle?
I've actually done some hot weather in this vehicle. So for the first year, my air conditioning was broke. So I didn't even have air conditioning when I was driving.
Wow.
And it was fine, and I got through it fine. And then I found myself in Vegas in July.
Ooh, yuck.
That lasted about 2 days before I went in and got my air conditioning fixed.
Yeah. That's rough.
So it was really hot. It was like 110 degrees.
Oof.
And yeah.
Dangerous for you.
It was brutal. It was brutal. So I got my air conditioning fixed. And then I drove down to Florida in July to pick up my brother. And that was this last July. And that was, yes, it was terrible. It was so hot. Luckily, I was just staying with my parents, and we got out of there as fast as we could.
Don't blame you.
Yeah.
So can I take a peek a little further in here? So we have what looks like a twin bed, but it folds out, right?
Yeah, it's a bench bed, so it's about 24 inches wide.
Okay.
And I just use a couple of, hold up to that bed so you can kind of see what's going on. I've got a couple of 2-inch high-density foam pads. So together they're pretty comfortable, no problems at all. And then I use travel sheets as the covers for them. And then there's a second piece of plywood here, and I just pull it over. I have a post right here that just screws in right to the corner, and I just pull it over to convert it to double bed. So I actually traveled with my brother in here for a month. And a little pillow barrier between us, and it worked fine. Like, it's 2 people in here is a little intense. He just would put all of his stuff right here. And then we spent all the time outside of the van, sitting in camp chairs and hanging out.
Good idea.
I've got my tapestries, so I decided rather than do some sort of complicated build with wood and adding all that weight, that I would just take these tapestries and glue them on, cut them to fit the doors and everything, and it's worked great. They were cheap. They just got them on Amazon, and yeah, they're super lightweight.
So Toby and I were talking before off camera about insulation, and he does have denim insulation, and I was saying that I spend a lot of money and time putting insulation in my van, and both of us kind of think we maybe spent a little too much time and money on insulation.
Yes.
That it maybe doesn't, if you're in a real cold climate, I think it probably helps, right? But
if you want to live in a cold climate in a van, you're a different animal.
Yeah.
You're a different animal than me.
Right.
The whole reason I live in a van is so I don't have to deal with cold climates anymore.
Yeah.
I guess other things I can show off here. I got a 18 Dometic 18.
How's it work for you?
My little fridge. It works great. It's a little small, but it works.
Yeah.
It's just big enough. If I had the space, I would have a bigger one because they don't use any more power. The bigger ones, they run the same compressors. So a bigger one would be nice, but it's fine. And then I've got a garbage and recycling bucket. I have a table that folds down, and then I have a table leg that just screws into it, a couple table legs, so I can pull the table down.
This right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And both that and the kitchen countertop were actually from a restaurant. I found them at a thrift store, a restaurant. They had just a whole stack of them from a closed restaurant, and they were like $5 each.
Cool.
So, nice. Cheap and easy build. I have a piece of plywood that above my driver's seat because there's all this wasted space in these Transit Connects above the driver's seat.
Yeah.
And so I got a piece of plywood in there, and it's my storage, my banjo and mandolin and all my backpacking equipment.
Nice.
Just have a little above driver's seat storage.
So typically it's just an open space above.
It's just an open
there.
space above the driver's seat, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I have no, it doesn't. I have a ProMaster, and so the ProMasters, at least the newer ones, all come with sort of a storage space there, which is essentially what you did, but now they come with them.
Yeah, and the I would note one thing about these Transit Connects is from 2010 to 2013, they made these high top ones. And starting in 2014, they're all about a foot shorter. So I wouldn't get one later than 2013. I'd get the 2010, 11, 12, and 13.
Okay, so that's what you have, the taller.
This is a 10, yeah. This is a 2010.
Yeah, every inch really makes a difference when you're living in such a tiny space.
Yes, it does.
Cool. Okay, so here's your little your kitchen that you got. Did you say it was from a restaurant originally?
No, the countertop. It was just a table. It was just a restaurant table.
Okay.
And we just cut the holes in it, so my stove just pulls out. I put the green bottles in the bottom, so it just pulls out, and then so when I want to convert it to double bed mode, it just stuffs to the side here.
Okay, cool.
And then this was just a kitchen bowl, a salad bowl that my brother cut a hole in the bottom and put in a little drain. It's a little dirty in there right now.
Okay. No one will notice.
Yeah. So you just cut a little drain in there. I used to have, and I still do have, a hand pump for the sink, but I have to take it in and out to convert it to double bed mode, and honestly it's just useless. It's useless. There's no point to have it. I have this, which is an Aquabot. It's just an Nalgene with a pressurized pump, so you just pump it up.
I've seen those before.
It sprays or
nice.
So I use it for washing dishes. I even use it to shower.
Cool.
Anything that I would need running water for, this is what I use.
Very nice.
And I just fill it up. I have a 7-gallon water tank that I fill it up from.
Nice. And then you have a bunch of storage.
Yep.
Behind or below your bed.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this is this is my drain for my sink.
Just a iced tea bottle.
Yep, iced tea bottle. Pots and pans, food. This is like my jet boil and some of my other food items. This is a battery box for my. I have a 200 amp hour battery, and then I have two 100 watt flexible solar panels on the roof. Honestly, I wouldn't recommend the flexible ones, or at least these flexible ones. They're HQST. They peel. They've been peeling, so they're still working. But I mean, I've only had them for less than 2 years, and they're already peeling on them. So.
I've heard that before from other people. They don't recommend the flexible ones. I guess in certain circumstances,
they might be fine if you were pulling them in and pulling them out.
Yeah.
But leaving them hard mounted the way that I have them, I wouldn't recommend that.
Okay. Cool. So Toby's a musician, and this is a banjo. What other instruments do you play?
I play guitar, banjo, mandolin, and then I also have a flute. I play funk flute.
Cool. Funk flute. And you have a YouTube channel.
I do have a YouTube channel. It is Toby in Transit. That's cool. Toby, IN, and then Transit. It's all one word.
One word, Transit, like the van.
Like the van. If you put spaces, it won't show up. So.
Okay. And you do a lot of different things on your channel, right?
Yep, you know, it's I'm definitely doing some how-to videos, but I'm also, I think, primarily focused on traveling and going to different places. And then I'm also going to have some music on the channel as well, and things like that. And I do a monthly budget video where I just kind of lay out my budget and how much I spent that month.
Cool. People love that. And you want to play us a little something?
Sure. Let's see.
Nice.
Traditional.
Awesome. Thank you. And this is your first RTR?
This is my first RTR. So last year's RTR, I did want to go to, but I was in Thailand.
Oh, that's a good place to be.
Bali and Thailand during the RTR.
Nice. Love it. And what do you think of the RTR experience?
I've really enjoyed it. You know, it's whatever you want it to be, really.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to be right in the middle of things and right in the middle of things and mellow, you can find that here. If you want to be right in the middle of things and partying, you can find that here. If you want to be out in the boonies with a few neighbors that you talk to and quiet fire, you can find that. Yeah, it's really is. It's whatever you want it to be, and it's just an amazingly eclectic group of people from all different types of rigs, all different types of people, you know, who all just have this nomadic lifestyle in common. And I really enjoyed it. It's been pretty awesome.
Cool. Well, I appreciate you giving us a little look at your little transit van and playing us a little song. And check out his channel. There'll be a link in the description. Thanks, Toby.
Yep. Thank you, Jimmy.